What's up, Exeters? Tonight, very special night. Tonight, we have exited off San Jose, California to none other than the historical Winchester Mystery House.
So tonight we're doing a flashlight tour of the house. Unfortunately, we can't film inside the house, but we can take pictures and then post it to this video later and kind of tell you any kind of spooky details that go along with it.
Yeah. So stay tuned. You do not want to miss out on this exit, especially if you're any kind of fan of supernatural stuff, ghost, history, anything. It's going to be definitely a night to remember. Join us on this adventure.
Born in New Haven, Connecticut, Sarah Winchester was born to Leonard and Sarah Hardy in the summer of 1839. So as a child, she was a prodigy. She knew like all these languages, like Latin, Spanish, Italian. She was known to be quite beautiful. She was also the musician, and she was dubbed the Belle of New Haven. So homegirl was all that.
So in 1862, she decides she gonna marry this guy named William Winchester. So he's the only son of the Winchester Repeating Arms Company, right? So when Sarah and William get married, they end up having a daughter. Her name was Annie. And she pretty much died like a month after she was born. Like in 1866. I mean, we're talking like June 15th to like July 25th.
So that wasn't the only bad luck Sarah had. In the span of 1 year, 1881, she lost her mom, she lost her father-in-law, the owner of the company, and then she lost her husband, William, who died of TB.
Went down swinging like Doc Holliday.
So in 1886, she decided to make a move. And from stories that have been told, basically a psychic told her she needed to make the move to, the West. So basically the psychic told her that she was being haunted by all these evil, angry spirits that were mad because basically they had been killed by the rifles or, the weapons that had been purchased from the Winchester Repeating Arms Company.
Winchester rifles out there freaking killing folks, and they mad about it.
So she found this little house and never quit building on it. So the house was to grow to approximately 160 rooms, featured many peculiar aspects.
No, it went to 160, but let's clarify. When she purchased this house, the sucker was only 8 rooms. She took it from 8 rooms to 160.
And the work on the mansion, like when she employed the people to start working on it, it was day and night. They never stopped until her death in 1922.
I hope them suckers was getting paid, having to work 24 hours around the clock. She better been paying them good.
All right, so when you first go into this attraction, you walk through what's like a gift shop, and then you come back out into this courtyard area. So when you first come in, you see this carriage right here. We actually have a picture of Sarah in the carriage. So within the house, there are stairs that go nowhere. So basically, this house is a maze, and they continue to make new discoveries every day. Well, not every day, obviously, otherwise it would never stop, but, they're still discovering new rooms. The most recent discovery was in 2016 when a room was found for the first time. right, here you're actually about to see Sarah's actual bedroom. Pretty nice little setup, nice and cozy, with all the creepy candles around.
They've had people take pictures of this room and have seen a woman wearing black that they believe is Sarah.
Yeah, one of the workers at the end of the tour, she actually had a picture on her phone that she showed us, and it looked a lot like the costume that Helen Mirren wears in the movie. You know, the solid black gown with the kind of hooded little veil over the top. It looked exactly like that standing in the window, but this figure had horns. You see the hooks on the back wall back there? Sarah had an obsession with the number 13. Throughout the house, you'll find repetitions of the number 13, like those hooks. There were 13 of them. There's also several rooms that contain 13 windows, staircases with 13 stairs, and chandeliers that hold 13 candles, walls with 13 panels. It was just all on how she used 13 in the house. Nobody really knows why she did it. And each Friday the 13th, to honor her obsession with the number 13, a large loud bell is rung at exactly 1 o'clock, which is the 13th hour, a total of 13 times. So obviously Sarah spent a lot of her wealth building this house. There were rumors that she may have a lot of money stashed away in a safe somewhere. So after she died and the safe was open, it revealed what her most valuable possession was. It was locks of hair from deceased family members and newspaper articles about the deaths of her daughter and husband. You know, it's not entirely creepy, I guess, like people keeping hair. But what is creepy is this thing hanging on the wall that is made from human hair.
So this is I believe it's called the 711 or 117 staircase. Anyway, so as you can see, one side has 7 stairs, the other one has 11 stairs, but yet if you go down one and back up the other, you are on the exact same plane that you were to begin with, or the exact same floor.
So aside from people supposedly seeing Sarah in the house, they have also reported seeing her staff that continue working on the house even after death. That would suck. Come back as a ghost and still work.
Yeah, I thought y'all was gonna get out of it.
The most common sighted spirit is that of a groundskeeper. He's been described as wearing a worker's uniform and having black hair. He's usually seen pushing a wheelbarrow around the grounds, and he's also been seen performing repairs throughout the house.
So this picture right here is what the house looked like before a devastating earthquake.
In 1906.
Yeah, so it basically reduced the house from approximately 7 stories down to 4 stories. So after that, being a superstitious woman that Sarah was, she took that earthquake as a sign, basically that the spirits were displeased with her work, I guess, what she had done with the house. So shortly after the earthquake, she boarded up the front area and ceased working on it.
And this was because she was trapped in this area during the earthquake.
And she believed that that was the goal of the angered spirits. But whenever they started rebuilding it, they left it at 4 stories. They didn't try to build it back up to the 7 stories that it was before.
So basically, Sarah would have seances pretty frequently. I think it was pretty much every night. This room was constructed in the center of the house. She would carry the only key to this room. and it would be open from the outside, and she would go inside and she would have her little seance, and she would say, I'm getting, you know, what the spirits are wanting me to like build the next day. Like that way she would be able to tell the workers like what needed to be worked on the next day. Most of these seances would allegedly involve Ouija board uses. And going back to her obsession with the number 13, she also had 13 different colored robes she would wear each night. She would also ring the bell, an alarm bell, every night at midnight to kind of let all the spirits know that she was about to, it was seance time, yo, let's all like get together, let's talk.
It's time to talk, y'all get in here.
And then again at 2 a.m. telling the spirits it was time to leave.
I've had enough chit chat for one night. Y'all gotta get up out of my house.
So basically, you know, the house like is very interesting to like see. And I'm sure it could be like really creepy to walk through this place if you are alone or with a small group. But for the most part, with us walking through it, it was just a weird house. So when you come out of the tour, you come into a gift shop. Has all kinds of t-shirts and...
It's a Winchester Gremlin bell. If I still have my bike.
They even have comic books over there. Let's see how much they charge. $39.99. Not too bad. It's actually nice. Soft. Scenes from the movie. Get you some shots of the comics because those are pretty cool.
I can't tell you this freaking house. Look how big it is. We probably only got the rake in the right 3 years. We probably didn't get it off from that way. That is spooky at all.
So here's a replica of the house.
This one did look like it got blood on it. Or is that just rust? It sure looks red.
Okay, so we just got through with the Winchester House. It's an interesting house, no doubt. Like the history and everything, you know, getting to see it, the story behind it's really cool. However, there is no scare factor whatsoever to that house.
Yeah, to be taking a flashlight tour, these are the little flashlights they give you. Mine was not very bright compared to
Come on,
Kira's.
it has Winchester Mystery House on it. I didn't notice that before.
Oh, okay. So they give you a little thing. So to be touring the famous Winchester ghost house that was built for ghosts, you expected a little more like, and there was times where we would be standing in front of a room that was roped off, and I'm like, okay, this feels weird. Like this room definitely feels, you know, something. But my complaint, and I think the other three will agree also, that they let way too many people in at one time. Like our tour time was for 9:40 tonight, and there was probably 30 plus people going in with us. So they're like 4 people went in right ahead of us, then it was us, and as fast as she could scan people's tickets, they were just coming in.
Yeah, so when you make the reservation, initially it says that, you know, to be there 20 to 30 minutes early prior to your reservation time, that when it's time for your reservation, only your party will go in. So I was under the assumption that our party, the 4 of us, would go in at 9:40. That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't know we would be joined by 36 other people. And it definitely takes away from the experience of the house.
It does, because I mean, we were even AJ, and you know, she don't really do scary stuff, but
yeah, she was scared before she went in there, and then when she came out, she was like, that was disappointing. That sucked.
Because she had done looked up a whole bunch of like facts, and she was telling us about, you know, the one of the pictures you guys see, looks like a little closet, but it's got like coat hanger, you know, holders, whatever, but there's 13 of them because she was obsessed with the number 13. Because even one of the last bathrooms that she built or had built before she died was the 13th bathroom. So, but yeah, it was a little bit of a letdown having that many people go through there. It takes away from experience.
You have like the day tours. They don't do the night tours all the time. That's only like certain times during the year. I know for February and March they were doing certain dates were having nighttime tours. They probably do it in October. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's not every month out of the year. They also have like a garden tour that you can do, and axe throwing, and was it an escape room?
I think, yeah.
Those are also different things that you can add onto your ticket if you wanted to.
I was disappointed too that, like, I don't know if they unrope certain rooms during the day because it's daylight and you can see more, but we were all like wanting to go down into the basement and look around, and it was roped off. I got a picture of it, like looking down the staircase into the basement, but we didn't really get to go into the basement.
Yeah, and they do have like staff set up periodically throughout the house. That way answer any questions you have about the room you're in or the house. So there was one staff member, you know, we asked her if she'd ever seen anything in the house, and she said no, but she'd had several strange feelings. Like she said, for one time at work she had to wear this old Victorian looking costume, and she felt something tug on the skirt. And then certain rooms that she told us she gets a funny feeling in. And then right before we were exiting the house, a staff member said that she had seen stuff in the house before, and she actually showed us a picture that she got on her phone that looked like Sarah Winchester standing in the window, only she was wearing, it was the face of Sarah Winchester, only it was wearing a black cape type thing, you know, that she wears in the movie almost, but it had horns.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it clear as day too. Like, you could see the face all black, and then what looked like black horns coming up. It was a
Freaky picture.
It's a creepy picture.
As far as parking for the Winchester House, there's a parking lot right in front. It's pretty small, so if it's full, they do have another parking area that's big. This is what we're in right now.
It's in the back of the house.
And it doesn't cost anything to park, so that's good. And as far as the tour itself, I don't know if I would recommend the nighttime tour over the daytime tour. You probably get to see more during the daytime. They're probably both equally as crowded.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've never been on the day tour, but I would almost suggest that more so than the nighttime tour, because the only thing you want to do the nighttime tour for is the creep factor. Hey, the lights are off, I'm doing this with a flashlight. Doesn't matter if you're in there with 50 other people with all their flashlights shining around. Being loud. Like,
yeah.
Some people were, like, being ridiculously, like, screaming over stupid stuff.
Yeah. To the point to where we ended up going, like, backtracking into another room to get far enough away from them just so we could, like, try to enjoy the tour ourselves because of just how obnoxiously loud they were being. Like, it was freaking awful. Like, she's yelling, "Oh, I think I heard some," and just, like, talking, like, screaming like she's outside at, you know, trying to talk to somebody at a concert. And
so, in my opinion, maybe I would do the daytime tour if I came back. I don't know if I'll ever come back, though. I mean, I saw it.
Yeah,
it's a letdown.
Yeah. They definitely need to revamp it and get it back to, okay, we're only going to let, like, 8 people in at a time. 6 people, whatever your party size is, if it's a small party plus another small party, or like 4 and 4 or whatever. But, like, they definitely need to revamp that. I mean,
yeah, like, send that group in, give them 10 minutes.
I'd say give them
next.
I'd say give them at least 20 minutes before you send it in. That way, if you're taking your time, you still don't start getting people piled up, you know. I mean, I'm glad we did it. I mean, check it off the bucket list. But yeah, I'm with Renee. I don't, unless they did revamp it and it was actually your part. I think that's the only time I would do it.
And it's sad because this is supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the United States. So you would think, like, oh, this is going to be the place that's going to freak me out. Like, I'm going to be terrified to go in here at night. No, like, we were more scared with some local small town haunts.
Yeah.
Doing those by ourselves. We're more scared to do that.
Yeah, I was more like on edge, sitting outside a cemetery looking for a woman in white at a cemetery that my dad and grandparents are buried at, and I was more like, oh god, you know, versus we're walking through this house and it's like, might as well be walking through a friend of mine's house or something. I mean,
yeah.
So
alright, well, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the bell so you'll know when we put out new videos, and subscribe so you know every time we release something.
And if you see this video or the picture video and you've been here, let us know if you've seen anything or how it, was it crowded for you, or
if the daytime tour is better.
Yeah. And if you know of anywhere else like this that we might could do a video at and get some recordings, let us know in the comments and maybe we can hit it up.
All right, we'll see you on the next exit.
Later.
Bye.